Hello one and all, welcome back to yet another movie review, and this time I shall be reviewing Speed. God, I love this movie so much. It's directed by John de Bont. I believe that's how you say his name. John de Bont. Yep. And it of course stars Keanu Reeves as Jack Tavern. Jack Tavern. Yeah, he plays Jack Tavern. Then you have Sandra Bullock, who plays Anya Porter, and then you have Dennis Hopper, who plays the villain. I have wanted to talk about Speed on my channel for some time. It's one of the best 90s action films ever made, and I think of all time, not enough people put it there, and I think Speed should, because this movie is so good. If you can tell, I have 2 copies of it. This I'd be happy to lend to a friend. This, however, I want to watch the 4K. You can watch this on Disney Plus, yes, but get the 4K. If you're into 4Ks, it's worth it. You're going to get the best picture quality yet. Man, it's so good. And of course, guys, there's going to be spoilers throughout this entire video. So if you guys have not seen Speed, what on earth are you doing? Give this movie a watch. I have no idea what the hell you're doing, but if you don't care, welcome anyways. So this movie has like 3 major action scenes. So in the first like 30 minutes of the movie, you have a lift scene, and then later on the main action scene, which lasts like 45 minutes to an hour, the bus chase, and then the final action scene within the last 30 minutes of the movie is the train sequence. And the way this movie is just made, it's just extremely practical. Like, this is a non-stop action movie, okay? Something you rarely just get anymore, especially how realistic it is. There's 2 major real explosions in this movie. Like, there's one major explosion where the bus is exploding, and then Jack Tavern is running towards it, and it is fucking awesome. And I love Sandra Bullock in this movie as well. She was so good. She was pretty much the driver on the bus whenever the real bus driver was pretty much injured and had to get him safe. So Sandra Bullock's character, Anya Porter, has to drive the bus. And while she's driving the bus, Jack Tavern, played by Keanu Reeves, helps out as well. And looking at the 90s for action movies, the 90s is probably the best decade for action, you know. And I love the 80s as well. It most likely had Arnold Schwarzenegger movies and Sylvester Stallone movies, but the 80s was just pretty much still feeling like the 80s with cheese, you know. And then the 2000s and the 2010s, they were great decades for action movies. Well, the 2000s anyway. The 90s, I think, is the best, because it pretty much after Die Hard, which came out in 1988, it pretty much figured out that this is the decade for action and then some. And I love the score as well. The score is just so good. I can just imagine listening to it while in a vehicle. I mean, I don't drive personally, but I would just imagine hearing that, whether it was in a car or vehicle, whatever, I don't care. But that theme, every time I hear it, gets me on the edge of my seat. It is so good. And then you also have Jeff Daniels as well, who plays Harry, who later on appears with Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber. I'd love to review Dumb and Dumber because I reviewed Ace Ventura, the first. Would love to do his other movies, but anyways, back to Speed. But yes, literally everything in Speed just feels so real. It feels so real, especially whenever the bus is going over this empty bridge, but going over to the other side. It is so practical, and then some. And yes, whenever you see the baby pram, whatever, with cans, it literally goes all over the place with cans. And Sandra Bullock's reaction is just priceless. Like, it is just pure realism, and then some. And I love when you get another bus, all the passengers are getting onto the other bus, and then Jack and Annie are escaping from the bus, and then we get our next big real action scene, the main bus crashing into the aeroplane at the airport. That is some explosion. It is just phenomenal. Why can't we get action explosions like that anymore? It is so cool. It looks real. Okay. Then, of course, we then go into the train sequence where we see Dennis Hopper, who's the villain. And I just really love how they just focus on the bomb pretty much throughout the movie. So Dennis Hopper captures Sandra Bullock. The bomb is tied around her, and so Jack Torrance and Howard pretty much fighting, and he lost his head, you know. And yeah, the movie just ends nicely, and I think Speed is one of the best action movies ever made. I think that it's a movie that I think everybody is into action movies should watch this, okay? Because Keanu Reeves in particular is one of the best as well. I mean, I don't want people to just look at The Matrix and then John Wick, because Speed should be deserved as much as The Matrix and John Wick are, okay? And Point Break as well. But Speed in particular, it's one of those movies where he doesn't have time to breathe. You know, the characters don't have enough time to breathe, and at times it kind of feels like you're sucked into this big adventure, and then some. And then I love the scene, which I haven't gotten round to, I know, but I love the scene whenever Jack Tavern and the other guys are helping all these people that are in danger getting out of the lift, which of course would then lead into the bus scene. But overall, guys, Speed, to simply put, I think this is an underrated masterpiece. Well, I'm sure people kind of know anyway, it is, but I just feel like people are not mentioning it enough as one of the all-time best action movies. I mean, yes, they do mention the 90s, but not of all time. I think Speed deserves to be in the all-time category. You know, as much as The Matrix is mentioned, I think Speed should be mentioned. You know, it is one of the most practical action films I've ever seen. I love Speed, and I am going to give Speed an A+. There you go, guys. That was my review on Speed. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think of Speed. Let me know below in the comments, and let's have a great discussion down there. And as always, if you're new to my channel, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, share this video, and notify that bell before you leave. Make sure you do all of those if you're new to my channel. And if you're a returner to this YouTube channel, Hope you're enjoying my content so far, and welcome back. And as always, until my next video, I shall see you then, and peace.